Hi, it's Karen with Living Our Dream Homestead, where today I'm actually going to be updating on what has been going on around the homestead. If you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, please click the button down below. I just want to show you how dry it is here. We really need rain awful badly. This is my grass. Most of it looks like it's dead. I got some of it's a little bit green, but not much. I want to show you over here. Since I've lived here, I've never seen it this dry. I mean, I've had the water up to where this tree is, of the pond flooding. But this is how dry it is. I don't know about you, it's just kind of worrisome. We really desperately need rain, and I think it's not supposed to come for another 5 or 6 days here. Now at least she's rooting around for some bugs. I still only have 3 ducks. I got the mallard, he's over there. The female mallard, she's on a nest. Right there, if you can see, there's the female mallard. She's in there disguising herself, but she's actually laying an egg. Here's the other side of the pond. Like I said, it used to be all the way up to where the grass was. Here's the old chicken coop. Now this is where I had my 4 old chickens. We've actually moved them now to the new coop. So here's my 4 old chickens. They're in the new coop with the other female. I had trouble with the other female. She's right up there. She's a little bit hot out here. It's just unreal. It's supposed to be, I do believe, 91 today. 95 on Tuesday, 95 on Wednesday. Not this is pretty bad. But she actually has been sitting on, she's the one up there on the, perched up there. She's been laying her eggs and she hasn't been getting off of them. I guess it's called Brody. I couldn't even get the eggs, and I just finally was able to get them the other day. My son-in-law and daughter came over and he was able to get her off the nest. And I had 11 eggs from her. Like I said, she would never get off. She would try to peck me. But I figured she needed some company, and we had meaning to do this, but we just had everything going on with the garden. And I'll show you some of my garden now. Okay, well here's the first part of our garden. We actually had beans here. Well, we've already cut them down, mowed them over. We'll have to mow over them again, and then we're going to tiller. We might do some fall vegetables, like some beets, broccoli, and some cabbage. We're going to go ahead and try to do that. And these are the second planting of beans. We've already picked from these, and as you can see, they are still blooming. Again, they need some rain. We're going to have to water tonight as well, but I've pretty much picked quite a bit off these, and yes, I have sold quite a few beans to the public in my town. And then behind that we have the beans. They are ready to be picked, but again, there's not going to be as many as we have down here. My plan is to pick as much as I can, and I'm going to go ahead and blanch some and freeze some as well. I have canned about 200 quarts of green beans myself, which I think is enough for my family because I have some left over from last year. And then over here, right next to the other beans, is another planting. They're just like 2 weeks, 3 weeks behind the other ones, and they're just starting to have little beans. This area over here was my tomatoes. Now pretty much what is left on these plants, most of all those tomatoes have a hole in them. I salvaged as many tomatoes as I could that didn't have any holes in them, and I sold 2 more boxes to my community at a really discounted rate because I just didn't want to be stuck with them. I'm down to, I do believe, 3 boxes of tomatoes in my house. I had 7, and I've been making tomato soup, and I've been making tomato sauce, you know, diced tomatoes, etc. This area over here is pretty much just whole weeds now. Used to be zucchini and squash and a whole bunch of weeds, of course, has grown up. And this is, I do believe that's an acorn squash right there. I actually got those seeds at the Dollar Tree, and I planted those, and I got several over there as well. I wanted to go ahead and try to grow that, have never had it, and I figured, you know, it'd be a good thing to try. And here's my corn, of course. We had picked all the corn off, and I had blanched and froze it. I ended up getting about 23 cups of corn from what we have here. Now, what these stalks that are here, I'm going to go ahead and have my husband cut those up, and we're going to use them as decoration. And I may see if anybody else in my family would like to, you know, have some for decoration as well. Over here we have a pumpkin. Now, we actually picked some pumpkins yesterday with my daughter and my son-in-law and her child, and of course my son's family as well. We picked the pumpkins that where the vine was dying, and they are in here, but we do have a lot of weeds grown up, and it's not worth it for me to try to get through there and try to get them out. So this is what we're doing right now. You know, this heat is just not a fun time, you know, to be out doing anything in the garden. But here's some more pumpkins. I'll show you the ones that we picked. I've put them on my front porch, and I'm actually going to try to cook one. And here's 2 pumpkins that I ended up getting yesterday. Again, my daughter took a couple, you know, for decoration around her home. The vines were dead totally. So that is why we ended up picking these pumpkins. I'm going to try to at least cook up both of them and see if I can roast the seeds. You know, with the honey roasted pumpkin seeds, those were so good last year. Here's where I put some of the pumpkins to decorate here on my steps for my home. I'll just need another one on the other side to make it equal. I'm going to show you this. This is just so pretty. It's so tall, this soybean. It's about the tallest I've ever seen. Now, this soybean is really, really green. Now, I never see them water it. It's because these seeds that they have planted are genetically modified seeds. You know, they are against drought, you know, cold weather, etc. Bugs. I do see them use spray that they spray their fields with. It smells like lemon mop cleaner. It gives me an instant headache, and they say that's the only thing that they use on their plants to keep them, you know, free of the bugs. Only bad thing is it sometimes kills bees. We don't have that many bees over here. So it's not always a good thing to always live next to a farmer, especially if they're spraying, you know, some kind of bug spray. But that's all they said that the man here that puts on his soybean. Now again, for my stuff, you saw, you have to water it. I'm watering every other day just to have something. Over here, I've never seen them water this. But there are some here, as you can see in the front, that are drying up and shriveling. As you can see the furry things right there, those are the soybeans up close. I guess pretty up close. They don't look too healthy, but they sure do look pretty green to me. I already have leaves coming off of this tree and on the ground. Again, it could be because it's so darn dry. There's my Smokey. Well, this was Karen with Living Our Dream Homestead. I hope you have a good day.